All right, good morning. Welcome to day 2. Trading with me in the simulator. Rebuilding my metrics, maintaining discipline. All that fun stuff. Let's take a look at what's going on today. Still consider this to be a cold market considering there hasn't been very much news coming out. Stocks aren't really popping up and holding up very well, and if they are holding up, then there have been a bunch of short sellers constantly trying to push these stocks down. And then they're also being very grindy as well, very grindy price action. So today, take a look at what we got for low float. We have mask below VWAP right now. I'm not really interested in that unless it can get above it. It's a bit cheaper. Mask is also a Hong Kong company. We got Pola. Traded this in the past. You can see all these drawings. We are up above the 200 moving average on Pola, and we're hovering around VWAP, so this is something to keep on watch. So I'll put that one on the side chart. It is a 1.8 million share float. Doesn't have any news today. Last news was March 29th, so this would just be continuation from Friday. What else do we got? SOGP was popping up earlier. Came out with news at 6:10, 6:13, and 6:24 a.m. It's only up 15%. Popped up all the way up to 22. A Singapore company. It is a little bit expensive for me, especially during a cold market, so I might not trade this. Special cash dividend, revenue, and foreign private issuer form 6K. Keep this on a side chart if there's nothing else, but I don't think that I'm going to trade this. Too expensive for me in a cold market. It's almost nearing $20, which is kind of the maximum that I would consider trading even in a hot market. Above that, it gets a bit too volatile in the ranges for my liking. They tend to trade a bit more lightly on volume. Also got ARTL up 17%, below VWAP, continuation from the past few days. Not really interested in this unless it gets some volume. So it is 7 a.m. Let's see what happens. Which stock gets chosen here for the morning rush. Pola might be getting some volume here on the open. Pre-market open. Popped up all the way up to 260. Came back down. The high of day is at 266. It's not too far away here. $2 stocks tend to trade a little bit slower, similar to $1 stocks. Not quite as slow. So a little bit more cautious, $2 stocks, but it might look like a big pop, but it was only 25 cents, right? 35 up to 60. You probably couldn't even capture all of it because of that topping tail there. So it looks like that previous level of resistance is around that daily level, 266. Daily level was 255. So you got two kind of levels of resistance there, 250 and then high of day. And then you got room up to 380, 374. Because of that window there. MACD is open. The high of that candle is 244. Considering how it popped all the way up and came all the way back down, like this could potentially be a setup for a bear trap here, but it's a bit risky because of the rejection. Let's see how this 2-minute candle closes. Closes as a dragonfly above VWAP, and then we buy the first candle to make a new high, expecting a reclaim back up to 260. Then again, that's only like 10, 15 cents potentially after fill. So is it really, I'm not sure if it's worth it to get in. My order would have to be like a 200 share order. According to my Excel sheet, my max position size for a $2.5 stock with 3% or 2.5% max risk, about 250. So according to my rules, my max position size would be 125. But it didn't make a new high, and it's just coming back down now. 5-minute has 10 seconds left to close with that big rejection. That topping tail. You might end up finding support at the 200 EMA, 222. See it bounced off once here already. Bounced off twice. Actually, technically it came below and came back up, but so as you can see there is still some buying support. down there. But it would have to come back up to VWAP for me to be interested. But in this chart might be ruined now because you have so many topping tails. Every time it pops up, it gets pushed back down. So I might just wait to trade it until it actually breaks 266. Otherwise, it's a bit riskier. Got that high volume selling too now. No, keep that on the side chart. See if there's anything else moving. Mask still below VWAP. Didn't really get any volume at the open. It got a little bit, but not enough. SLXN, not enough volume. SOGP still below VWAP, no volume. BFRG up 20%. Well, it's only $1 and it's a higher float, 9 million share float. So I probably won't trade this. I had news yesterday. So no fresh news. We're below on the backside of the move where high was 155, higher float, lower price. I probably just shouldn't touch this one, even though it's moving a little bit right now. It's got a little bit of volume, but you can leave it alone. ESYX with some 7 a.m. news, curling up a little bit, 400K, but it's too cheap. It's below $1, so it's outside of my strategy. If it can get above $1, then we're out of this area and we have room up to maybe up to 115, but 115 and then 130. It's too cheap though. Now, this is also one that has a problem with topping tails. But $1. It's not something I'm too ecstatic to trade. So right now we're kind of just waiting. Wait for news. The S&P 500 gapped up from a low again, but it did this yesterday where it gapped up and then sold off. It's been gapping up and then selling off every day. SXTP popping up there. Up 24%, 2 million share float, 2025 annual results. Float is a bit cheaper, or the price is a bit cheaper. Coming back down now. Although this 2 minute looks good with a couple entry candles and an ABCD pattern here. I start using my brush tool here. This ABCD pattern. But it was not high enough in the day for me to consider it. Volume was very light. So even if I saw this, I wouldn't have traded it. Pop from 177 up to 190. Usually for $1 stocks, I look for minimum 5 cents a share, target 10 cents a share, because on these you're risking 5 cents a share. SGP, it's too expensive for me now. It's popping up, but above 20 bucks. 30% on the day. I'll watch it to see what it does, but I'm not going to trade it. Has room up to 25 and then up to 37. Gonna wait and see. ALPS was the highest on the top gainers, but it looks like it's just a buyout. And it's a 94 million share float. CNTA is also a buyout. Or a merger. AirTL selling off now. $7:15 a.m. If there's any news. Oh, he's having a heyday next to me, licking his butt. What are you doing? What are you doing? It's gross. Just waiting. Eat some yogurt. Yeah, DZ 20% regains NASDAQ compliance. Not sure if this is a strong enough headline. It's up 40% already. Let's see, so first pullback. See where the second pullback, maybe 275. Yeah, as I thought, I don't think this headline is strong enough. We've got that high volume selling on the 1 minute. It's holding the 20 EMA on the 10 second. Got some sellers coming out. 7,000, 10,000 shares, 8,000. Bouncing off 250 again. To get started here, looking for the squeeze back up to 3. Stop is 265. Just going to take the loss. I'm going to keep watching it. Explain my thought process after. A bit of an ABCD pattern there. Too many sellers coming out on the ass, though. I'm going to wait for it to form an entry candle in the 1 minute. So the reason why I bought for the break of VWAP there, I bought at 270, which was around where VWAP was. I expected a reclaim of 3. We had a double bottom off of 250. And this would be a sort of a bear trap setup where you drop below, have 1-2 candles of consolidation, break back up through VWAP and reclaim up to 3. If I had held a little bit longer, I could have made 5 cents, but no sense in risking that. Just wait for something to form here. If it holds VWAP, then we might see a reclaim. 308. Because we do have volume coming in. There's not really anything else moving, so. Dropping below VWAP again. Let's see if it holds the 9 EMA again. Now we have this pivot at 285. I'm gonna wait for this candle to close. If it breaks back above VWAP, then I'm gonna get back in for oh, now it's got a topping tail on that candle. This trading kind of weird. We're breaking below, like we rejected back here, but then we came back up. Here we broke above, but we got rejected off of VWAP. So like, what's the deal with this? Resistance at that pivot. If we don't have any clean price action, then I'm just gonna wait for 730. Because right now we're just going sideways. $50 seconds left on this 5-minute candle. Is it going to close as a hammer? If it does, then I would expect a reclaim of 3. Right now on the 1 minute, we're doing a retest. I would call a retest of VWAP. Breaks below, comes back up, retests it. Okay, so we're breaking the pivot. We close. Bouncing off 3 a little bit. Got a starter here. The squeeze up to 325. Down to 292. I'm just going to take the loss because it rejected. That sucks. Probably should have been a little bit quicker on taking the loss. It ended up being an 18-cent loss. Not terrible, but it's a little bit higher than I'd like it to be. I thought with this 5-minute candle closing as a hammer that we would squeeze up over 3 to a new high a day, but ended up rejecting a second time very quickly. So hands off for now. I'm not going to take any more trades on this stock. It's trading very, very poorly. So we're going to try and find something else. There was a sliver of my hold and hope habit there. Probably. You probably could have seen it there. I did cut it, but I hesitated when it dropped back below 290. Sometimes if even a moment of hesitation, it drops another 10 cents lower. Mask popping up, still below VWAP. Normally on a $2 stock, I should only have about 10 cents of risk. So 18 cents of risk means that my loss was almost double what it should have been. I also might have gotten in a little bit too high. I got in at 306, which is 2 cents below the high of day there. So maybe I should have gotten in to anticipate the break. And once it rejected, then the loss wouldn't have been so high. I generally like to wait for candle close. That's why I didn't. Break it through high of day. Does it hold high of day? It does hold. You gonna pull away, or is it just gonna chop around? 10 seconds left for that candle to close. Got the dip at 315. Stop at 310. Looking for 325, 330. Climbing a little bit higher, but we're not really pulling away. It's 327. Take a little bit of profit. See if it continues to push higher. I'm going to take the rest for now. We're not quite pulling away, and we're reaching 350, which I had marked as a previous area of resistance. So I bought the first pullback there after the fresh breakout, which is my high of day squeeze setup. But so we broke the high, pulled back once there to retest, second pullback there, Took profit up here in the 10-second because this is the third pullback. And I generally don't expect it to go much higher, especially when it's fizzling out like that. You can see it's forming a shooting star in the 1 minute there. I got 3.3. It ended up a high of 3.4. I didn't miss out on too much. Let's see what it does now. I got a little bit of my loss back there, but as you can see, two losses, 1 win. And the second loss was actually bigger than my win. I only got 15 cents on half and 9 cents on the other half. With the loss was 18 cents. This is what I've been trying to fix, is this negative profit loss ratio. This well, not negative, but this 0.5 to 1. We are indeed rejecting off of 350. We're back 2 seconds. Dog wants to go upstairs. Coming up to 745. MACD's crossing over on KITZ now. Hands off. I'm just gonna wait for something better. My mistake on this stock was buying into high up day. I think the first trade was okay, and I kept my loss small with that 5 cent, but I probably shouldn't be buying right into the high up day. It broke 3, but it didn't break high up day. So that's that rule of don't buy into resistance that I have. If I buy right into resistance and it rejects like it did, then that's something that triggers that hold and hope habit, because sometimes it rejects down 10 cents instantly, 15 cents, and then there's capitulation because it's very obvious. Everybody sees it. So other people start selling, and then if you have even a moment of hesitation, it just gets worse. I had the right idea on the second trade, or the third trade. No news at 7:45 that I can see. TIDZ really is the only one moving right now. Just not very good stock to trade. To be fair, I probably could have left this one completely alone, as I had mentioned at the very beginning. Regains NASDAQ compliance, and the stock itself isn't very strong. E-Labs only have 5%. Is a military headline. Just don't know if it's obvious enough. Volume's kind of light. I'm already on the back side of the move. Lab's previous high was 453, 488. Otherwise, it's got all of these previous resistance levels to break through. Just waiting for 8 a.m. It's getting some more volume now. Now it's up 10%. Got a little bit of a pulling away here. I expect it to retest 4. Up 18%. Almost up to 20. If it comes down and retests 410, 415, take a starter, stop of 425. I'll take a stop of the 9 EMA on the 10-second actually. This should be the first pullback by the dip there. New stop is 415. I have 430. I have to take the loss. Let's watch, see if there's a good opportunity to get back in. Almost 8 a.m. So right there, thought that we were pulling away. So first pullback, 410. Second pullback, I thought was around here. And that we're going to continue pushing higher when I got in at 425. I ended up filling at 428. Then ended up rejecting off of 430. And I averaged down expecting the 9 EMA to hold, but it just continued going sideways. I guess I should have expected that we're a bit extended considering we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 green candles in a row on the 1 minute. I thought that maybe some short sellers are going to begin to get squeezed. We were going to go parabolic, but it is what it is. Watching 8 a.m. news. MCC popping up, but it's too cheap. Don't see anything popping up on news. It's interesting. No interesting 8 a.m. news. Attention might shift back to eLab. Day was 4:30. Seconds left on this 5-minute candle. It breaks 425. I'm going to get in expecting the break of 430. But if it doesn't, then I need to break out or bail out immediately. On the 5-minute, that would be a retest of VWAP. We are crossover in the MACD now. MACD's negative. See if it holds 4. We are testing VWAP again right now. Ends up holding VWAP there. I have that 2-minute candle is 407. So we closed below, but we came back up above 4. So we're still holding VWAP. I take a starter. Stop is 4. Looking for the curl back up to 430. I set a profit target of 428 for 20 cents. Sell half. See if it at least comes back to retest high of day. We've got that kind of bear trap type of setup in the 2-minute. We got a hammer forming on the 5-minute. And MACD is starting to curl. It's only negative 0.3 points. So we'll see if it breaks 430. If it doesn't break 430, then I'm going to sell the rest. Creeping back up. Keeping my eye on it. If it drops back down, we're selling. The 9 EMA and the 1-minute is 407. We're just bouncing off the 9 as we're curling back up here. We have a 20,000 share seller at 410. But that might be the order spoofer again. We'll see. First candle to make a new high after the retest of the 9. So I'm expecting it to come up here. There's a 20,000 share seller at 420. A MEMX seller. Are they going to move their order, or they just going to scare people away? The reason why I'm still optimistic is because, I mean, the pattern still looks good. We got that bull flag on the 5-minute. MACD is about to cross over. We're at a tipping point right now. What's this MEMX seller going to do? Is that going to close with the topping tail? 8 seconds left. I'm just going to sell. Doesn't look like it's going to break. It's closing with a topping tail on the 5-minute now. Keep watching for another opportunity, but this short selling algorithm that's been popping up everywhere is super annoying. It's 8:15. We'll keep watching for if there's anything better. Coming back up to 420. Was that pivot previously? 20,000 share sellers still there. We're holding 4 again. Got back down to 4, got bought up. If we continue to hold, then we might form an ABCD on the 5-minute. You just need MACD to cross positive again for buyers to feel confident. So what happens here? Do we continue breaking down or do we come back up? We're going to bounce off the 9 on the 5. That short seller pushing it down. See if we have any news at 8:30. Now we're only up 5% on the day. On ELAB. To see if there's anything else worth watching. Mask. Filling up slightly. Lower price. KIDZ has been kind of going sideways. Other than that, I don't think there's anything really else. Just been slow. MACD is crossing over on KIDZ. If it would be 24. We'll see if anything else pops up. So far, today I've been red. Accuracy's been pretty poor. What's the reason for this? It could be that the stocks that I'm trading aren't very good. I mean, KIDZ has never really traded that smoothly from my experience so far. 8 months of trading. I think I've traded this a couple times, but it never seems to trade very smoothly. So I could have stayed away from it, not traded it at all, avoided the loss. I did get one win on it, but it was only like a 10-cent winner. ELAB has been continuation from the past few days where it's been up 200%. Even though ELAB was trading smoothly for its first pop, I got in a little bit too high. And I also technically could have stayed away from ELAB considering it was continuation. And it was already technically on the backside of the move. thought maybe for ELAB, its headline was a little bit stronger. KADZ, its headline wasn't very strong, so maybe I should just have left that alone. ELAB had a war type of headline, which could potentially be a theme right now with the Iran war, but they haven't actually been doing very well. So it's possible that these war headlines haven't been working. It is if I'm reading that headline correctly. Mission critical aerospace and defense components. Four minutes to 8:30 though. See if anything pops up. We'll see if I can recover today or not. You've got 1, 2, 4 more opportunities for news and then the opening. Take a look at my stream analytics. Stream health. Seems like everything's good. All right, 8:30. See if there's anything that pops up. SST has room up to 5, but its continuation doesn't have very much volume. Pivot is 377. Watch it in case there's a spike in volume, but the amount of volume it has right now, I can't trade it. I haven't seen anything else pop up at 8:30 here. Oh, KADZ is coming up to the pivot a little bit. If it breaks 324 or not. Breaks 324, but there's a wall of sellers there. 325. It's quite the pop. To hold 350. Starting to pull away on SST here. Big drop. 410 down to 370. Trying to be more careful about my selection here because I'm nearing max loss. My max loss for the day is $50. Daily max loss, that is. So I'm halfway there. I still have the potential to turn this around from red to green, but if I make any more mistakes, then it's not going to be the case. So SST isn't interesting anymore. Watch KIDZ again. It's been a grinder though. Waiting for 8:45. Oops. ELAB has been bouncing off of this level at 373, 375. XD just turned positive. See if it curls. UAP is at 397. We did bounce off of UAP once earlier. It was also when MACD was still negative. Problem is ELAB is only up 8%. See if we get any news at 8:45. You have some volume coming back into ELAB here. A little bit. For that first candle to make a new high on the 1 minute. Do we bounce off or do we break through? Bounce off again. Through 4. Like we're holding. I'm going to take a starter with a stop through 4. Expect the push up to 5-day. Set a profit target at 425. By volume coming back in, you might see a retest of 4. Just watching. Holding the 9 on the 10-second. See what it does. Does it continue to push all the way up and reclaim 430, or do we get a retest of VWAP? If we get a retest with a pattern, then I might add. If we break back below 4, maybe 397 at the most, since that's VWAP, then I'll have to bail. Got a 2,000 share bidder at 405. 10,000 share bidder at 405. So what happens here? Do we hold or do we fail? That 20,000 share seller MEMX trying to push it down. Do we have enough buying support? We do. We have a dragonfly on the 1 minute now. We break above 405. We continue pushing that MX seller out that I might add. Maybe make that 410 because Seem pretty aggressive about pushing it down. I'm just going to get out here. It doesn't look like it's going to continue going higher. Let's see if I can find a re-entry if it does in fact go, but if it breaks 410, then maybe. These damn short sellers just keep pushing it down. Seconds left on that 5-minute candle. We're holding 396. What happens from here? All right, do we push through 405? Now we're just going sideways. KIDZ making another push higher. The high of day. I'm just not interested in it. It's just too choppy. Coming up to 9 a.m. Last few chances for news. You'll have coming back up for another try, potentially. PAVS up 15%. Chinese 35% now. I'm gonna buy the dip at 260, looking for the squeeze up to 3. Top is 240. See if that candle closes as a huge topping tail if it comes back up here. $15,000 share seller. Take the loss. That's max loss for the day. I took the dip on that on 260, expecting it to bounce off of 250 there because VWAP was just 5 cents below 250. It was already up 30% and moving quickly, gaining that increasing volume there, but just couldn't hold. We had a 10,000 share seller come out on the ask. So today just doesn't seem to be working. Nothing's moving really. Everything's chopping around. Got that short seller coming up. So I gave back twice what I made yesterday, unfortunately. I did have 3 days that I started off stream last week where I was up 170. So I'm still technically in the green. For the purposes of the stream, I'm down 25 bucks or so, 26 bucks. It's nothing I can't recover from. But today might just be a day to walk away. I suppose I also jumped into this stock before I saw news, but Chinese stocks have been making pretty decent moves in the past month. So I thought perhaps this might do well. Potentially over trading today as well. Ross hasn't taken any trades yet, just checking in on his stream. Hang around and for a little bit and see what else happens. I probably won't take any more trades. I am only in a simulator, but it's not real money. That doesn't mean I shouldn't follow my rules. I'll just feel a bit silly if, I spent all morning trading, losing $50 on subpar setups, and then something like NPT happens right now where it goes up 100%, a few candles, and I can't trade it because of max loss. And PAVS, I probably also got in a little bit high on the dip there too. I think I was a bit too eager. Probably should have waited until it dipped down to 250 for me to get in with my stop of 245. Loss wouldn't have been quite as big. But it happens. I just gotta fix it for the future. The thing about MPT is that blue sky is above 22.5. We've actually had this stock make several huge moves before during pre-market. It's just been selling off now, but previously this is a stock that has made gigantic moves all the way up to $30 in like a couple of candles. I think it's done that more than once. It's a Chinese stock. That ABCD pattern up to 7 would have worked. 6 to 7. question I need to ask myself if I want to continue trading is, am I emotionally compromised? Am I just jumping in anything that's moving? This stock is up 30%. It's a Chinese stock holding 20 EMA and selling off. If it rips through 650 right now, it could have potential. But if it doesn't, then there's a lot of downside potential. Right here, it doesn't, so it continues going lower. I don't have a really good reason to ignore my max loss to continue trading. I just kind of have to sit tight and do nothing, follow my rules. A lot of people, when they reach their max loss, they should just completely shut everything down and walk away from the computer. That's the best thing for them to do. I'm curious if there's anything that I would have missed today. And I do want to treat this simulator as if I were trading with real money. And I'm sure if I were trading with real money, I would feel a lot more frustrated than I am right now, just trading in a simulator. Of course, there is the emotion and the fact that, you know, I want to be successful for the stream. And I was successful on the first day, and I wanted to continue that. Of course, you know, there's that trying to lure me back into a trade, but I've traded with real money before, and it's not quite the same. Even Ross hasn't been doing very well the past week, other than the days when we have really good news and then the stock goes up like 100, 200, 300%. He's also red on the day today, and he was only up $700 yesterday. He got in for this trade on NPT and just rejected. This still does have potential. The 5-minute candle is closing as a hammer with a little bit of a topping tail. KIDZ is continuing to move higher in these little pops. The difference between Ross's red day right now and my red day is that I'm a max loss. He's not. He's still small red. I may have done a little bit of over trading. If this were a $100,000 account size that I was simulating, similar to what he trades, I would be trading with, say, for example, 7,500 shares, or maybe like 10,000 shares or 12,000 shares. The loss would be 100 times what it is now. So I'd be down $5,000. course, some of the best green days, especially during a hot market, would be like 30% sometimes of your account, which would be like $30,000 on a green day. Average hot market daily goal for me would be 10%, which is a $10,000, so a $100,000 account. For a $1,000 account size, that'd be $100. So this max loss isn't unrecoverable. But throughout my journey, I will consider reducing my max loss down to 2.5%. Ross typically likes to say that you shouldn't lose more in a single day than you can in a cold market, like in a cold market day. If like your cold market daily goal is 2.5, then your max loss should be 2.5. You want to lose more in a day than you can make in a day. Right now I have it at 5% for the purposes of my experience. And the fact that I feel like I don't get emotionally compromised until 5%. You know, ultimately these rules are there for your safety. So the rules that you make should cater to what triggers you to start emotionally trading when you get emotionally compromised. NPT's coming back up a little bit. MACD's crossed over to the negative though. And we're 7 minutes to the opening bell. First candle, daily candle to make a new high would be above 760, as I have marked on the daily chart there. What can we expect from market open? KIDZ has been slowly grinding higher, holding the 9 EMA on the 2-minute and the 20 EMA as support. So the 9 on the 5, the 9 on the 2, and the 20 on the 2. So if it continues to hold that, then you might see a squeeze through high of day when that first volume comes at market open. In PT, if I were able to trade it, I would consider that entry candle at 598 for the break of 6 up to 640. I could have made 35 maybe cents on it. which isn't bad. Elab is another potential watch for continuation. If it breaks that $4 pivot, then you might see a retest of 450 and then 488. It's been holding 375 as a level of support. NPT, if it continues to push higher on the open, then you might see a huge move from it into a halt. I just don't know what the news is. It's just a Chinese stock. 3 million share float. MACD is slightly curling. I have a feeling that if it breaks over 650 MPT, you're going to see a retest of 7. There it is. Drop back down below 650. I guess I was wrong. Selling pressure is just too much. Unless it holds 650 for a moment before curling back up. $18 seconds left on that 5-minute candle if it continues to hold. Is market open? So KIDZ is the top leading gainer. If I had just waited until open here, remember I said that this level of support at the 20 EMA, which is the 9, I would have gotten in on this hammer right here, the 4, which is 40 cents. So once again, today I made what I The mistake I made today was just over trading. I just traded stuff that wasn't good enough. Lately, pre-market has been very, very slow, and then the open has actually been pretty good for getting just a quick pop at the open on these higher price stocks, or not higher price, on these higher gapping stocks. MPT ended up halting down. I was 362, might have been able to get conservatively maybe like 30 cents a share. I wouldn't say that I missed out on anything huge here. Yeah, Ross ended with 2 losses as well. This market has been very frustrating. Not gonna lie. That order spoofer has been popping up constantly, all of the time. Nobody's really doing anything about it. Well, I think that's going to be it for me. I don't see anything else interesting. I'm not allowed to trade anything else anyways since I hit the 5% daily max loss, which is 50 bucks. So I'm going to leave it at that. Hopefully we can get some good news tomorrow. We didn't have any really good news the whole day. KIDZ popped up on, was really the only thing that was really moving. Popped up on regains NASDAQ compliance, and then at 7:30 an earnings report. At least within my strategy. We had ELAB on continuation, but it really only made one move and then failed. So tomorrow will be a recovery day since I'll be down 25 bucks on the week. Hopefully we get some good news tomorrow. But Other than that, I'm off for now. Take care.